The AR React podcast, where we react to everything and anything.
Everything and anything.
All right. Today, we're diving deep into Stormzy's Vossi Bop.
Oh, yeah.
You know that track that had like everyone from Glastonbury to Harry Styles concerts like chanting along?
It was huge.
Huge. You sent us the lyrics in a Wikipedia article, wanting to unpack how this song became such a cultural phenomenon.
It's interesting you say cultural phenomenon because, like, Vossi Bop really did, like, transcend just being a hit song. You know, it tapped into something deeper, I think.
Absolutely.
A sentiment that resonated far beyond the music charts.
For sure. But before we get into all of that, let's just start with the basics.
Okay.
The song's title, Vossi Bop.
Right.
It isn't exactly self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Like, what's the story behind that?
So the Vossi Bop is actually a dance move.
Okay.
And the name comes directly from a fan that Stormzy encountered.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, this fan named Vossi was dancing with such energy and originality that it inspired Stormzy to create a whole song around it.
That's so cool. I love that.
Yeah.
It makes the song even more personal knowing it came from a genuine fan interaction.
For sure.
But moving on from the title, the lyrics themselves are packed with bold statements. And one line that immediately jumps out is, "Fuck the government and fuck Boris."
Oh, yeah.
Could you give us some context on that?
Yeah, so that line was definitely a lightning rod.
Right.
And it's impossible to separate it from the political climate of 2019 when the song was released.
When it came out.
Remember, this was during the height of Brexit tensions?
Yeah, for sure.
And there was a lot of frustration and anger directed at the government and Boris Johnson, who was foreign secretary at the time.
Exactly. The timing definitely played a role in the song's impact.
Oh, yeah.
But do you think that one line overshadows everything else the song has to offer?
That's interesting.
There's a lot more going on lyrically, right?
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. Vossi Bop is much more nuanced than just that one controversial line.
Right.
There are layers to this song, and you can see that when Stormzy raps, I had a couple seeds and made a forest.
Okay.
He's not just talking about partying. He's referencing his entrepreneurial spirit.
Right.
His rise from humble beginnings to success.
I see that as him kind of like reclaiming the narrative.
Yeah.
He's acknowledging the hard work and dedication that went into his journey.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, isn't there a bit of a contradiction there?
Oh, how so?
In one breath, he's rejecting authority.
Right.
And in the next, he's celebrating his own success.
Yeah.
And dare I say power. That's
an interesting observation. I think there's a tension there for sure.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not so much a contradiction as it is a reflection of the complexities of Stormzy's position. You know, he's a young black artist who's achieved incredible success in a system that hasn't always been fair or equitable.
So it's about challenging the status quo.
Yeah.
While also navigating and succeeding within it.
Precisely. And I think that's what makes Vossi Bop so compelling.
Yeah.
It's not a simplistic protest song.
Okay.
It's a multi-layered statement that reflects the complexities of modern life.
Right.
Particularly for someone like Stormzy.
Yeah. And that complexity is amplified in the music video, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the visuals are incredibly striking, with scenes shot at iconic locations like Westminster Bridge and the Bank of England.
Absolutely. Choosing those locations was deliberate. They're symbols of power of the establishment that Stormzy is railing against in the lyrics. By setting the video there, he's reclaiming those spaces.
Yeah.
Visually asserting his presence and challenging the traditional power structures.
And let's not forget that cameo from Idris Elba.
Oh, yeah. How could we?
What do you make of his appearance in the video?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It could be seen as a symbolic passing of the torch, you know?
Okay.
With Elba a respected figure in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Seemingly endorsing Stormzy's message and acknowledging his arrival as a cultural force.
That's a fascinating interpretation.
Yeah.
It adds another layer of depth to the video and its message.
For sure. And it's not just the visuals, right?
Right.
We need to talk about the director.
Yeah.
Henry Schofield.
Okay.
He's known for his bold, dynamic style.
Right.
And that really comes through in the Vossi Bop video.
Okay.
The way he captures the energy of the dancers, the way he uses color and lighting.
Yeah.
It all adds to the impact of the message.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting that you bring up the director because it reminds me of something else you mentioned earlier. Vossi Bop as like a cultural phenomenon.
Right.
It was a huge commercial success, topping the charts.
Yeah.
Breaking streaming records.
It was massive.
But what do you think it was about this song that resonated so deeply with people?
Well, on one level, it's just a great song.
Yeah.
It's catchy. It's got a killer beat.
Right.
And it makes you want to move.
Yeah.
But I think it goes beyond that.
Okay.
It tapped into a feeling of frustration, a desire for change.
Really?
Remember, this was released just a few months before the 2019 general election.
Right.
And there was a lot of political tension in the air.
So you're saying the song provided an outlet for people to express those feelings.
Yeah.
To feel like they were part of something bigger.
Exactly. It became an anthem, a rallying cry.
Wow.
And that was evident in the way audiences responded to it.
Okay.
Chanting those lyrics at concerts and festivals.
Yeah.
It was like a collective release of energy and emotion.
It's funny you should say that because there's a line that always makes me think of this collective energy.
Okay.
So tell these like quickle fishes back up off my name.
Right.
They got to be a rapper with a chain.
Yeah.
There's defiance there, but also a sense of community of shared experience.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
What's fascinating about that line is that it works on multiple levels. On the surface, it's Stormzy asserting his independence, saying he doesn't need the trappings of fame to define him.
Right.
But it also speaks to a larger theme of authenticity, of staying true to yourself even when facing pressure to conform.
So it's about rejecting the superficiality of the music industry.
Yeah.
Even as he's navigating its complexities. And maybe even a broader critique of societal expectations.
Absolutely, he's saying.
Okay.
I'm not defined by material possessions. I'm defined by my values, my message, my art. Wow. And that resonates with a lot of people, especially young people who are bombarded with messages about what they should be, what they should have.
It's like he's saying, you don't have to play by their rules.
Exactly.
You can define success on your own terms. Which brings us back to that theme of challenging the status quo.
Right.
Something that's woven throughout Vossi Bop.
Yeah.
Both lyrically and visually.
And musically, too, right?
Yeah.
The song blends elements of grime, hip-hop, and pop.
For sure.
It's not afraid to experiment, to push boundaries.
You're right. It's not a straightforward genre classification.
Yeah.
Which is maybe why it appealed to such a wide audience.
It could be.
It broke down barriers, challenged expectations.
Yeah.
And most importantly, it got people moving.
It did.
It's that combination of social commentary, personal reflection, and infectious energy that makes Vossi Bop so unique.
I agree.
It's a song that works on multiple levels, offering something for everyone.
And it sparked a lot of conversation, hasn't it?
Oh, for sure.
Not just about the music, but about broader issues of race, class, and politics in the UK.
That's what's so powerful about art.
Yeah.
About music specifically.
Definitely.
It can be a catalyst for dialogue, a way to engage with complex topics in a visceral and emotional way.
For sure.
I'm curious, though. Do you think Vossi Bop would have had the same impact if it had been released at a different time in a different context?
Right.
Or was it a perfect storm of the right song, the right artist in the right moment in history?
That's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
It's hard to say for sure.
Okay.
But I think the timing was definitely a factor.
Right.
The song captured a particular moment in time.
Yeah.
A sense of unrest and uncertainty that was palpable in the UK.
So maybe it was lightning in a bottle. A song that perfectly encapsulated a collective feeling at a specific moment.
Perhaps, but I think its legacy will extend far beyond that moment.
Okay.
It's a song that will continue to be discussed and analyzed for years to come.
And hopefully inspire other artists to use their platforms to speak out.
I hope so.
To challenge conventions and to create music that matters.
Definitely. You know what's really striking about Vossi Bop?
What's that?
It wasn't just a hit in the UK. This song went global.
You're right. I remember seeing videos of people dancing to it.
Yeah.
In all corners of the world. It was crazy.
It was everywhere.
Why do you think it resonated so broadly?
I think at its heart, Vossi Bop is about challenging authority and defying expectations. Yeah. Those are universal themes that resonate with people, regardless of their background or location.
That makes sense. Everyone understands what it feels like to be told they can't do something.
Yeah.
Or to feel like the system is rigged against them.
Exactly.
Vossi Bop provides a voice to that feeling. And it does it in a way that's both empowering and celebratory.
And it's interesting to think about how Vossi Bop fits into Stormzy's overall evolution as an artist.
Okay.
He's always been outspoken.
Right.
But this song felt like a turning point.
Yeah.
A moment where he fully embraced his role as like a cultural leader.
I agree. It felt like a declaration of his intent.
Yeah.
Not just as a musician, but as a voice for his generation.
For sure.
And it's not just about the lyrics, right?
Right.
His music has evolved, too.
Absolutely. Vossi Bop incorporates elements of grime, hip-hop, and pop.
Yeah.
And it does so seamlessly.
It really does.
It's a reflection of his own musical journey, but it also speaks to a broader trend in contemporary music.
Okay.
Where artists are breaking down genre barriers and creating hybrid sounds that defy categorization.
And that experimentation.
Yeah.
That willingness to push boundaries.
Yeah.
Is part of what makes him so exciting as an artist.
Definitely.
You never know what he's going to do next.
Exactly. And that unpredictability, that sense of creative restlessness is what makes me think that Vossi Bop is just a chapter in a much larger story.
So where do you think he goes from here?
Oh, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, what's the next chapter for Stormzy?
I think he'll continue to evolve, to experiment, to surprise us.
Okay.
He's not afraid to take risks.
Right.
To challenge himself and his audience.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see him exploring new genres.
Okay.
Collaborating with unexpected artists.
Interesting.
Maybe even venturing into other creative fields.
I can't wait to see what he does next.
Me either.
Vossi Bop was a powerful statement. Yeah. A cultural moment that solidified his status as a major force in music.
For sure.
But I have a feeling that he's just getting started.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
We've explored the origins, the meaning, the impact, and even pondered the future of Vossi Bop.
It's been a journey.
It has.
It's a song that's sure to continue sparking conversations and inspiring reflection for years to come.
Definitely.
And as always, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Please do.
The podcast sponsor is in the description below, so go and check them out.
Yes, go check them out.
Thanks.